Oh god, your hair.
Today we're taking on a wild ride through Queenstown, the adventure capital of New Zealand. From jumping off a bridge to literally finding paradise. It has been confirmed. Our time in this slice of heaven was beyond anything we could have imagined.
We're Oskar and Dan, two sweets who met 8 years ago, got together and started traveling the world, and have since been to 100 countries. To celebrate our 8th anniversary, we'd booked a special scenic flight to the iconic Milford Sound. But as we woke up on December 5th, the weather gods had different plans for us.
Okay, so this morning we were supposed to go on a flight that was supposed to take us to Milford Sound, one of the most iconic places in all of New Zealand. The weather here looks fine, but apparently over in the mountains it's not so great today, and they cancelled our flight, which apparently happens 1 in 3 days. So now we're trying to figure out what else to do today. And since I've been going back and forth about doing a freaking bungee jump, like right now I think I'm just gonna book it 2 hours from now and just like rip off the band-aid. I just have to do it, you know? It's currently 10 a.m. I'm booking it for 12:15 p.m. So I guess it's happening. Such a bummer to find out this morning that our flight was cancelled because we were really looking forward to it. Milford Sound, although it's a very iconic place to visit, is very far away from Queenstown by car. Yeah, not happening this time. But I guess that leaves something for next time we're here. Instead, I am now shaking because this bungee jump thing, it's kind of nerve-wracking.
I don't think I've ever seen Oskar this weird. Like I'm talking to him and he's like, sorry, the person you're trying to be called cannot be reached right now.
He's too preoccupied with thinking about jumping off a freaking bridge.
Oh god. I'm so nervous that Oscar's doing it. Thank goodness I'm not.
Oh, it's what you dynamite. Oh, it's what you dynamite, New Zealand.
So as we drive to Oscar's bungee jump, we have so many reflections, as we've mentioned earlier, about going to 100 countries. I've noticed that when I go to a place that I really like, I'm constantly already planning the next visit. Like now, since we got here, I'm like, okay, when are we coming back next? And I'm trying to book it because I think somehow that relieves my anxiety about feeling like I need to do everything on this visit, because then I'm like, we'll come back, it's fine, we don't need to do everything this time. It's also something about like more than half the countries we've been to, I'm really happy that we've been to, but I don't necessarily want to go back. I don't think Oskar does either. So when you go to a place that you love, you're like, oh my god, I need to hold tight to this.
I think I'm going crazy. I feel nauseous.
Breathe.
But
deep breaths.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
Just don't. My gosh.
Actually, that's what I'm telling myself right now. It's a lot more dangerous driving a car than doing the bungee jumps. We arrived at the iconic Kawarau Bridge, the first commercial bungee jump station in the world since 1988.
Oh my god, oh my god. That figured on you.
I wonder how long you get to like jump before they say like, okay, you're off. Oh! Whoa! I know! We purposely came here like an hour before my time slot because I just want to stand here and watch people's like technique and study it.
It's so funny because you can tell that like when she was falling, there's that like free fall moment where you don't know what to do with your body, so you just sort of go
just like flailing around. Oh my god. Whoa. I keep saying one more, just one more. Just want to see one more.
I'm not even so scared of heights, but even standing here freaks me out, let alone the thought of doing it. I can't believe Oscar's gonna jump. One quick thing before we get to Oscar's leap of faith, something we don't take for granted traveling to New Zealand is being able to easily communicate with people. It's so valuable knowing the local language, and on our travels to 100 countries, we've relied so heavily on Oscar's obsession with languages. He knows some Arabic, German, French, and most useful Spanish, which is why he's continuing to brush up on it with today's video sponsor, Speakly.
I love that Speakly uses listening, reading, writing, and speaking exercises, and that they even have music recommendations in your
target language. I took a quick quiz to assess my level of Spanish, and now all my learning is tailored to my skills, so I'm learning actual useful phrases and vocabulary 5 times faster compared to what I'm accustomed to, thanks to Speakly's research-based methodology. If you want to try Speakly's app for iOS and Android, you can do so for free for 7 days and get 60% off an annual plan by tapping that link at the top of the description. Why not improve yourself in 2023 and learn a language and support us by supporting our amazing sponsors like Speakly.
My weight, my number.
85 pounds. Such a light.
I know, I'm such a light boy, oh my god. Now I gotta go onto the bridge and start queuing. Hopefully Dan can come join me.
Sure it doesn't stain.
Hopefully Dan
it
can
did
come.
stain.
No, it didn't. Hopefully Dan can come join me so I don't have to wait for like half an hour alone because I will myself. You're gonna step into it like your pants. So step it over the big one into the hole. Same thing from the other end, and then oh, might be a little bit bigger. Hold on to that body for a minute. 2, 3. That's scarier than a bungee jump.
How do you feel?
Okay, a very mixed bag. I'm freaking out, falling apart, I'm not stable mentally at the moment. But I'm also very excited, mainly for it to be over.
And from here, we switch over to the company's footage. Wish me luck.
Come on, are you ready? Let's go do this. Come on, come on. That's it. Right on there. There we go. Now photo time for the camera. Straight ahead. Yee. Over here as well on the left. Woo. All right, Madman. You ready? Yeah. Let's go do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This was a very special moment for me because back in 1991, 6 years before I was even planned, my parents came here on their big Asia and Oceania trip and bungee jumped from this exact bridge. I felt so connected to the younger versions of my parents somehow, a version of them I'll never get to meet, but that I feel closer to now than before.
Yeah! Oh, his whole arm got wet.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, your hair!
He asked me last minute, do you want water touch?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. It's like, how much do you want, mate? And I was like,
Just
just the head.
Just the tip.
Just the head.
Do you get water in your nose?
No. Actually, it went like to here, I think, the water. So.
Oh my god.
But I wonder if they have a multiple times discount, because I want to do it again. I can like barely walk on my legs.
They're shaking.
They're shaking like this. This location too. I'm so happy I did it. I'm so happy I did it. So grateful to myself. What? What do I celebrate with?
You know, the big irony is that in most of the places where we and you guys live, it's so safe that we need to do other things to get adrenaline.
Wow.
Like amusement parks, like bungee jumping. This stuff is really so freaking, like, ridiculous.
Alright, so since we left the tiny home this morning, we now moved to our new hotel, which we're staying in for just one night before we leave Queenstown. And while the tiny home was amazing because it was in nature and the view from there was amazing, I have to say, this is not a bad view either. This is pretty crazy.
Since Queenstown is very busy, we decided to come to a different part of the city, namely Frankton, which is this very American kind of strip mall place. There's a grocery store. We're going to a Vietnamese restaurant. It's so funny to see like the different elements of different British colonies taking form in New Zealand.
It's definitely very Anglo here, you know.
Not a bad view from the restaurant.
God! Coming out of the restaurant and seeing this, what?
What?
Like what?
Pull up in the Sri Lanka. What?
I have this thing where I just look on Google Maps and I'm like, I want to go a nice place, but I don't know where to go. I just want to go somewhere and like find a spot on the map and then just drive there. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to a beach that I found.
Sometimes this fascination with maps goes a little too extreme. Like this morning,
What are you talking
when
about?
Oscar was like, there's this place called Paradise, it looks so cool. And then it's like, it's an hour, 10 minutes drive each direction. And literally all it is this sign that says Paradise.
I mean, that's not all it is. Like, it looked really nice as well, you know?
I was like, 2 hours, 20 minutes drive just to go there. I understand the drive would be beautiful, but it's beautiful all around here. So we kind of balance each other out in terms of the crazy ideas inspired by Google Maps. We were thinking of swimming because the water is so beautiful and clear, but it's cold.
It's literally like instant freeze to death.
This is without a doubt one of the most idyllic places in the world, just no doubt, at least in the 100 countries we've been to. It's really so trippy because at some moments it feels just like summer in Sweden and our brains are like, what is this?
What is the game? Nobody knows the game.
What is the game? That was my grandma. The next morning, Oscar finally won the battle on whether or not we should drive to the random paradise spot on the map, and I was still pretty hesitant. Since we've driven one direction from town, we're trying to drive the other direction to see what's over there and maybe even take a swim since the water is so nice.
That is the plan. I mean,
Let's
it's
see.
nice in terms of clarity.
Yes.
In terms of
Temperature?
It's Sweden a la April.
Yes.
Are you gonna feel the water? Is it an immediate no?
I am Swedish, but I don't know.
Cannot describe.
No.
No words. This was truly one of the most spectacular drives we've ever done, and there's no way the videos could do it justice. If you come to Queenstown, we definitely recommend driving along this route, especially next to Lake Wakati.
Oh, we're just driving and driving. We're actually gonna end up in paradise, funnily enough, because this whole drive has been so incredible. We cannot stop. One comparison we made is that hopefully you haven't seen this movie because it's terrible and traumatic for kids. So there's a Swedish slash British, I don't know, kids movie.
What do you mean, British?
I mean, it's made in English. It's dubbed.
No.
Yeah. The non-animated one is made in English. We just really feel like this is the closest we've ever been to a true paradise.
Yeah.
It sounds so corny to say, but just it happens to be our 100th country.
Yeah.
We did it. I mean, we knew it all along since we landed, but now we officially know.
It has been confirmed. This could be Paradise.
Now we have to put on Paradise by Coldplay. In the next video, we're heading north to perhaps New Zealand's most beautiful lake and its tallest mountain, Mount Cook. If you're a nature lover, you cannot miss it. Until then, travel companions, see you around the world.